Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Firehouse's Mentor Monday. So this week we're going to hit on something that was actually brought up on the Weekly Scrap with Rob Ramirez, and it was a conversation that him and I were having. And Rob and I are real good friends, and we go way back, and we always seem to have good in-depth conversations. And I made a statement to him that I guess stuck with him and resonated with him, and he brought it up. So I kind of wanted to address it on this week's episode. You cannot demand followership without establishing leadership, right? And so what I think that means is sometimes company officers, or let's say you promote, so you go from company officer to battalion chief or district chief, or you go from district chief to assistant chief, or so on and so forth throughout your leadership career. You can't walk into each situation, each leadership role and just say, I'm the captain now. Right? You have to come in and find out what makes your crew or your shift or your team tick. What makes them work to their highest level. It's about establishing that leadership. It's sitting down with them and finding out their current struggles, the struggles they've had in the past, what you can do to ease some of those struggles. And it takes a lot of you asking questions and getting to learn the processes or the systems in place, or what it takes to motivate each individual member on your crew or on your team or within your headquarters building. It takes establishing that type of leadership for them to follow you. They are not going to follow you inherently because you were an officer or because you got promoted or whatever your title is. I think that followership should be based on what type of human being you are, what type of character you have, what type of integrity that you have. I think those are the core values of what people should follow, right, in human beings and in individuals. But through that comes leadership. And if you stick to those internal core values of what it takes to have followers, then I think you inherently establish leadership. And when you establish leadership, they will follow you. And when they follow you, they will defend you. And when they follow you, they will support you. And they won't be afraid to have hard conversations with you of where you need to improve, or maybe you misstepped, or maybe you had a conversation that didn't go so well, and they can help you realign some of the expectations that you set for the team and hold you accountable to those as well, because they are dedicated followers because you took the time to establish a leadership role. I think it's super important to make sure that you come in and you're not just making decisions to make decisions, but that you're asking questions and you're learning things before you make those decisions. Let's come in and make educated decisions. I think the worst thing you can do as a leader to try and earn followership is to come in and just start making a bunch of changes or start making a bunch of decisions and never truly understanding the why as to what has happened or what did happen or why things are like they are. Come in with an open mind. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And then from there, start making decisions or tweaking processes that best fit you, your crew, or your team. So that's this week's advice. Don't walk into a new role and start demanding followership until you take the time to establish leadership. So until then, love the job, train hard, and stay smart. See you next week.